promised part 2 of my back to basic skincare routine, my personal routine, and this is what I do every night. And I always start with, just recently, a balm cleanser. Now, thank you, Dr. Christine Hall, for introducing me to balm cleansers, and particularly Korean balm cleansers, because this is Nature Republic, and there is the blue chamomile and the black charcoal. And I'll have to be honest with you, I presume the black charcoal is for oilier skins. I haven't really noticed any difference. I just love both of them. They're really reasonably priced. They have a store on Charing Cross Road, they're online, and they have a brand new store in Westfield. Often sold out, absolutely amazing. Korean skincare has completely converted me to balm cleansing. And I always team them with a microfiber cloth. And in the last video, I showed you these perfectly immaculate beauty pie ones. I'm cheating you, right? That's not what my cloths look like, because I've never used those ones. I mean, I have used them, but not those particular ones. They were obviously virgin and straight out the packet. This is what my microfiber cloths look like. Most unfashionable in my lovely cream bathroom, but they work, and I basically use a fresh one every single day, and they supercharge any cleanser you use, which means you don't need to double cleanse. If you enjoy double cleansing, go for it, but if you don't need to and you're in a hurry and just want your head to hit the pillow, invest in a set of these, and remember to wash them in a guppy bag so that the microfibers don't go into the environment. They're brilliant. Now that is a Superdrug one, and I've probably had that about 5 years, so it does last a long time. That is, can anybody remember this American brand? Because I've got a menopausal brain and I can't remember. Can I just say I've had this just as long, and it is so much better, plusher, thicker, it's lasted longer, it pills less. You do get what you pay for, but I seem to remember that 3 of those were like £4, and one of these was £25. Can anybody remember the make of these? They were the original microfiber cloths. I bought this in Miami years ago. They do last a long time if you look after them. Freshly cleansed, single step cleanse skin. I don't fanny around. I don't need to double cleanse unless if you want to do you and spend your hours doing your routine and self-care, go for it. I just want to cleanse and go to bed as soon as possible. Hydration. I then go in with a hydrating serum or cream. And the reason I do that is because after that, I'm going to go in, surprise, surprise, with retinol. And I want to give my retinol slip. I want to make sure that they are not sort of sitting in one particular place, that they're evenly distributed. This is the brand new La Roche-Posay Cicaplast B5 Serum, and I love it. I know it's had mixed reviews actually, but I really love it. It's a beautiful milky serum, very similar in texture to one of my other favourite ones, which is La Roche-Posay Dermalurgo Serum. And I would put this all over, like drench my skin in it, including my eyes, neck, chest, everything, in preparation for a retinol or a retinaldehyde. Other ones I love, everybody knows I love this. This is Hyaluronic, and this is the Premium Gold, sorry, hay fever. This is the Premium Gold Lotion Intense 5 molecular weights of hyaluronic acid, and this is the thick gloopy hyaluronic acid. It's beautiful, really lovely. Often sold out, I'm afraid, in Superdrug, which is where I got those from, but you can get the original Japanese packaging on Amazon. Just look for the gold 5 different weights of Hyaluronic. It's the gold range that I prefer. It's more hydrating. However, I can also use a peptide at night. This is Medicate, and this is Liquid Peptides, and I would happily put that all over my face before putting on a retinol. You can easily use peptides, which are signalling ingredients, as I mentioned in my first video, and they basically signal for the skin to repair itself as you sleep. You can wear them during the day as well. I just want something to give my skin slip to put the retinol or retinaldehyde over the top. And I would also happily go back in with these 2, which I mentioned in my last video. These are my peptides. This is the Naturium MultiPeptide, and this is the Future Renew from number 7. Peptides, hydration, and then go in with a retinol, right? And I'm going to start with, there are so many 0.3% retinols on the market. Number 7 have one, Olay have one. If there isn't a listed percentage on a retinol, it's probably sitting at 0.2, 0.3%. CeraVe have one specifically for breakout and blemish prone skin. If you're in America, they have an amazing one for skin like mine, which is older and more sun damaged as well. So this is the Resurfacing Retinol Serum, and I think that's about 0.2, 0.3%. But pretty much the one I've used for years before I went on to retinaldehydes is the 1% Paula's Choice. And I love this because it has peptides in it, has vitamin C. It's basically beautifully formulated. It's really lovely. And this is the one that most people would need probably to build up to. I absolutely love it. I've had zero irritation in all the time I've ever used this. Oh, it's the smell of sleep for me. It's unfragranced. It's the smell of retinol, which I really love. And I've had zero problems with it. Now, can I just say, a word of warning when you start using retinols or retinaldehydes, most of them are yellow. And yes, they will discolour your pillowcase. You'll think, God, am I grubby? What's going on there? That's a bit, ooh. And I notice this because basically one particular pillowcase has a sort of Turin shroud of my face on it in a sort of yellowy brown colour. Don't worry, it's just the retinol and it washes out. It's fine. But just be warned. So that's pretty much my gold standard. If you're on a medium budget, look at the number 7 one. It also comes with a buffering cream if you're not used to using a 1% retinol. And they also have a 0.3% retinol as well on the high street. And if you're really on a budget, absolutely a gold standard is the ordinary 1% retinol in Squalane. And I would go with retinol rather than Gran Active because I think Gran Actives are unproven. Now, talking of Gran Actives, obviously I've moved on from retinol now. I still do use retinol as well, but most of the time I use a retinaldehyde. So let's have a look at the retinaldehydes on the market. You're going to start around 0.05%, which is the equivalent of 0.5% retinol. I've got 2 here. Geek and Gorgeous have a 0.05% Retinal, and it's brilliant value for money, often sold out. And Naturium have just launched one in the UK, and this is also 0.05%, still reasonably priced, even though it's in Space NK. Going up, Elf have an amazing value for money Retinal. I mean, I remember putting this on this morning and I was most impressed. Let me just double check the strength. I know it's stronger than 0.05%. I think it's 0.1% with a Gran Active as well. I'll double check and I'll put the details down below. I need a new prescription in my glasses because I can't actually read that. It's just so small, but I know it's stronger than the 0.05% and it's got a Gran Active in as well. Now, I don't mind a Gran Active added to a retinal or a retinol. I just wouldn't buy a Gran Active on its own. And I talked about this in my video about retinols and retinals because it's a cheaper ingredient, and also most of the clinicals on it and the studies on it have been done by the manufacturer, so they're not technically independent. So I'd stick with what we know works, which is retinol and retinaldehyde. Geek and Gorgeous have a stronger version. Now theirs is 0.1%, so now you're really getting to a decent percentage. And this is the A game and it's 0.1%. So you've got the A game retinol serum 0.05 and then you've got 0.1% as well. But most of the time, I'm on my Medicate. No, I absolutely love this product. And yes, this isn't actually a Medicate key that comes with it. This is a L'Occitane key, but you will probably need a skincare key to squeeze it all out. It's a perfectly formulated product in slightly imperfect packaging. So you do need to squeeze it down to get the last of it out. This is the Crystal Retinal 10. However, I've got the Crystal Retinol 20 here, which is the one that was available only via sort of not prescribers, but sort of in clinic, but is now available, I think, online as well. So I've managed to get up to this. Now, Crystal Retinol 20 is the equivalent of a 2% retinaldehyde. So we're talking basically 10 times the strength of that. That's 0.1%, 20 times the strength of that. So you need to work up slowly. Don't start on the 10 or the 20 like me, because I've been using retinols and retinols for years. Work your way up. Go 3, 6, 8, and then up, basically. That's it. That's it. Don't overthink it. Now, I have to tell you, between you and I, obviously I use my retinol from here, right the way down here, and around both eyes as well. If you are sensitive, there are eye products available in Paula's Choice, in Crystal, the Crystal Medicate range. There are eye versions in the peptides. I just use everything all over. If it's gentle enough and it's beautifully formulated and it's unfragranced, you can pretty much use it wherever you want. I really don't have a problem and I don't have sensitive eyes. And also my eyes are one of those areas that I really want to target. So I don't want to fanny around. I want everything to go everywhere. I told you I'd keep it simple. Honestly, 3 steps. Cleanse, hydrate, vitamin A. That's it. And then sleep, because I can't be self-caring. I can't be fannying around with gua sha tools and rollers and affirmations and, you know, manifesting. all I want to manifest is a good night's sleep and better skin in the morning. They are my 3 simple steps. I'll put all the products down below and all the details. Tell me what you're loving at the moment. And obviously I will keep you up to date on any newness, but also next, let me do exfoliation, because exfoliation is important. I just don't do it as often as a lot of brands tell you to do. It drives me mad that brands tell you to exfoliate once or twice a day and then bring in a barrier repair cream. You don't need any of that if you don't damage your barrier in the first place. So next video, we'll be back to basics exfoliation. I'll put all the details of all the products down below.